Yeah, what's happening, brothers and sisters? We back again. Wife to my side, you know that.
Hi.
Yeah, there's a few things that's on our mind, so we're gonna keep speaking while it's on our spirit right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing we want to talk about is parents.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because the parents is real important. You can't dismiss parents because you got parents that's in the Lord.
Yeah.
That could teach their children. So, you can't sit there and say, "Come under me, come under my school, come under my church." What about the parents?
Yeah.
Ain't that's the ones who's supposed to teach us?
Home training.
Right. So it's to me wild when when I'm hearing people say, "Follow me, follow my school, follow my organization," but they just leave the parents out, right? Now let's see what the Most High got to say about the parents.
Yeah, because we need to bring the parents back.
Right.
Because those are the ones who watch for your souls.
Right.
And we need to tell the children that, wait a minute, you got to honor your father and your mother.
Yeah, you do.
That your days be long.
Right.
Prolonged at that.
And guess what? Who really gonna care about you and love you more than your parents?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think if you get sent off to a school or organization or some building that some man or sister is gonna really love you like your parents love you? No.
And wisdom says, train up a child in the way that they should go.
Right.
See, we have to train the children, but the children must understand that parents are above the children.
Yeah,
See, we lost the order.
Lost the
There are
order.
a lot of disobedient children.
Right.
And we have parents that don't know how to understand how to instruct their children in the way.
Right.
But we're going to get that back.
We're gonna get it back.
We're going to get all that back.
Right.
He's going to restore the house of Israel.
Yeah, he
and
is.
the house of Judah.
Right.
Bring us back.
Yeah.
To righteousness.
And we're gonna go and read some scriptures that's talking about the parents.
Yes.
Because the parents is important.
That's right. they bring forth the correction.
Right. They bring
that
forth
rod
the
of correction.
Right. Yeah, they do.
It's that rod of correction.
Right.
On that backside.
Oh,
on
yeah.
that back.
And we all know about that.
Yeah, we do.
Whether it's your parents, whether your grandparents,
your guardian,
we already know.
You.
The ones that love you, they're going to give that correction.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to start with Deuteronomy 5:16.
And shout out to all the parents out there. Great job, good job.
Right.
For raising your children.
Right. Nothing but love. And a shout out, to the brothers and sisters who raising their children.
Yes.
And love and righteousness, man.
That's right.
Hey.
We love you.
Nothing but love for y'all. And the Most High loving that too, man.
Yes.
So keep doing what y'all doing.
That's right.
We're going to go to Deuteronomy 5:16. It say, honor thy father and thy mother.
That's right.
As the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. That thy days may be prolonged.
Yeah.
And that it may go well with thee.
That it may go well with you.
So it's going to go well with you.
Yeah.
And, that's my bad, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
That's right.
So that was already set up from the beginning when we was in our land, showing that you need to honor your mother and your father.
That's right.
Not just your father, your mother too.
That's right.
Both your parents.
That's right.
Because there's a teaching out here that's trying to act like disregard your mother and just listen to your father. Whoever teaching that is wicked and is a liar. The scriptures say honor your mother and your father.
That's right.
So
that it will go well with you.
Go well with you. So they trying to teach rebellious and disobedient.
That's what they're doing. They setting up rebellion in the house.
Right.
Because they don't like the fact that the parents were set up to do this, and they want to deviate from the commandment of the father.
That's what they're trying to do.
And then promote the precepts of a man.
Precept of a man. Then we go to Ephesians 6:1-4. Verse 1 say, children, obey your parents in the Lord.
That's right.
So
See
guess
that?
what? It's actually parents in the Lord.
That's right.
So that's why it said, children, obey your parents in the Lord.
That's right, because he chose Israel to be in the Lord.
Right.
That is their God. Obey.
Obey, for this is right.
That's right.
Verse 2, honor thy father and mother.
Honor who?
Thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
You hear that? That is the first commandment with promise. So you can't come and try to smart talk the Most High and say, why did you put that in the commandments?
Right.
Why did you write the fifth commandment? That is the first commandment with what?
Promise.
With promise. with promise.
Right. And I ain't gonna lie, I gotta say this. I'm not even gonna mention this dude's name or who he's with. It's his elder brother that's in the camp. I'm not even gonna give him that
Airtime.
This brother had a nerve. He was teaching in DC, and it was some youngins out there, and they said something about your mother. He said, yeah, my mother was a $2 hoe. She was a $2 hoe. Yeah, and my auntie was a $2 hoe. I'm like, this brother had to be about 50 something. He actually said that. And I'm just like, man, these are the brothers that's supposed to be elders and setting up shop to be teachers? He gonna say his mother was a $2 hoe and his aunt? Because some little youngers like in their 20s or like late teens was saying something to him? They said your mother. And he said, oh yeah, my mother was a $2 hoe. My aunt was a $2 hoe. And he's supposed to be in his 50s though. When we just read, it said, honor thy father and mother. Which is the first commandment with promise.
See, he was no commandment keeper.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. These people, some of our people that's out here teaching is false brothers. Now, verse 3 says that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. Verse 4, and ye fathers, but guess what? Provoke not your children to wrath. So it's telling you, fathers, don't provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture.
Because you know what could provoke your children to wrath? Let's just say if you're a 55-year-old man and you already have children that are 14, 15, and maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. And then you come and say, hey, look, I got a new 15-year-old for my woman. That will provoke your children to wrath. That you put away a daughter of Zion to bring in a little girl and start doing pedophilia.
Right.
That is an example of provoking your children to wrath. Because I guarantee you, that person's going to say, wait a minute, Daddy, that's young. She's old enough to be my sister. What are you doing, Dad? What he going to say? Get out my business? What did the law say?
It says, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
You see that? So you were supposed to raise your own children, not snatch somebody else's children and do some pedophilia.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
If you're a predator like that, the Lord will requite you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you got brothers and sisters out there that's saying, hey, there's no law that says we can't do this.
That's crazy.
Do you know that if your daddy puts your mama away and divorces her and then comes back with a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old, that's going to provoke children to wrath?
Yeah, it is.
Because especially if the daughter's 14 and 15 herself. And you talking about you courting somebody?
How can you court some...
That's your daughter's
That's
age?
Crazy.
A pre-teenager? A pre-teen? You got to be ashamed of yourself.
Man, that's...
Where is your parents so I can put them on the line to talk to them? I don't need to talk to other brothers. I need to get your parents on the line.
Right.
Put your parents on the main line so I can tell them what type of child did you raise.
Right.
See, that's what we need to start doing. Instead of calling the police, we need to start calling other people's parents in the Lord. Right. And say, what type did you raise your son to be a pedophile?
Did you raise your son to be out here preying on lost girls that can't find their way?
Where is this person's parents?
Right.
Of this 55-year-old man.
Crazy.
So that we can put him on blast.
Right.
For preying upon a person who, I can't say what her condition is, if she was rebellious or not, but still, that's what you do. Get his parents involved. I don't want to hear nothing about counseling somebody else's. No, nobody's going to get counseled. Where is his parents of this 55-year-old man who's preying upon our neighborhoods looking for children? We don't need that in our nation. We already in captivity already as it is.
And anybody that's promoting and thinking that's cool, y'all wicked and guilty too. Just like in Romans, it says not only the ones that do it, but the ones that
have pleasure
in them. So y'all just as guilty as them.
Yep.
Then we go to Colossians 3:20 and 21. It says, children, obey your parents.
Yeah.
In all things.
Your parents. See, children obeying your parents. Not parents go get little children.
No. Children obey your parents in all things.
See that? Children and parents. So it's going to be an age gap between the parents and the children.
For this is well pleasing unto the Lord.
That's right.
And 21, fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. There we go again.
There we go.
Fathers, don't provoke your children to anger, or they're going to be discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to train our children up in the Most High.
Yes.
When they old enough to know and sing songs, when they're old enough to know certain dances, they're old enough to know the Most High.
Yeah.
So don't sit there and say, "Oh, my child is too young to know this." No, if they could quote the latest rap song, or they could do the latest dance, they're old enough to know the Most High word.
Yeah.
So we gotta train our children up in the Most High.
That's right.
As a youth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we gotta do.
You have to.
And my grandmother, she did the best she could, but I found out later on. But I'm still thankful because she was always in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? She was always in the Word. She just didn't know. But at the same time, she never rejected the Most High or His Son or the Scripture. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And that's all it takes to believe in the saving of the soul. That's where the seed is planted, the Word, and then he can cultivate that.
Yeah.
Because He's going to raise everything up in the last day. It's going to be a beautiful event.
Yeah, it is.
For those who love the Lord.
Yeah.
Who love the Most High with all their heart and soul.
Yeah.
So that's good for us to understand this. We're establishing about parents and children and the relationship that one has to be in obedience.
Right.
And one has to actually lead those children and teach them, admonish them, raise them, love them, show them the way, show them the truth, show them the life that was given and appointed to them.
Right. And you know what? I got to say this because I grew up like this too, knowing what's going on in the streets. I got to say this. You parents that's out here, whether you know you're Israelite or not, you know, you can't be telling your children to do something, but then they see your lifestyle that's wicked. They're going to look at you like, Ma or Dad, why are you telling me to do this, but you doing that? You can't be a hypocrite and tell them to do something that you ain't even doing. You got to set the example.
Lead by example.
Because I know certain parents that sit there and say, my child ain't going to do this, but guess what? They doing all types of wickedness, and they children see it, so they're like, how you going to tell me this when you doing that? So you can't do that.
No, you can't say do as I say, but not as I do. That's hypocrisy.
Nah, you can't do that.
You have to be a living testimony. You have to live in righteousness and teach righteousness.
Right.
And the things that you did in the past, that's the past.
Right.
Just as long as you put that away and learn to do well.
Right.
But you can't be operating in sins and then telling your children, don't do this and don't do that, but you're doing it yourself. You got to get yourself together.
Right.
As parents in the Lord. Now, notice it said parents
in the Lord. Right.
Because parents in the Lord understands.
Right.
Hypocrisy is not an option.
It's not acceptable.
You have to actually follow righteousness.
Right.
And then that way you being their first teacher, they're going to be able to be led by you're going to be able to lead them by example.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm glad you brought that up to understand and get the parents sharp. To let them know that, you know, yes, we do have children, but make sure the parents got to be on point.
You got to be.
Because you don't want no parents out there, they're out there gossiping. They're out there covetous.
Right.
They're out there doing all types of evil.
But they tell you not to do it.
But then, hey, don't you do it.
But then they see you doing it.
Wasn't there a little girl who brought that up too? Remember you showed me that? Some little girl where she was saying, how come grown-ups do all this and say all that?
It's a video,
Yeah, but then... But when it comes to us, they say, love your brother. Now, share with your sisters. But then grown-ups don't do it. Right. I thought that was so cute. But she was truth. She was telling the truth. That little girl was telling the truth.
That's little sister saying that.
Little lioness said it.
So we go to 2 Timothy 3, 1 and 2.
Okay.
It say, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
That's bad.
Which we seeing right now. There's a lot of men that's lovers of themselves because they're not representing the Most High and the Son. They representing who they with and who's their leader and all this other stuff.
Or the world and Satan.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong to be in this world, but don't be partakers of the world.
Right. It says covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents.
That's bad.
Which, you know, is a lot of children even though you have parents that's trying to teach them right, we're not gonna sit there and fake like the children is not at fault. You got children that's disobedient to parents.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you raising your child the right way and they disobedient to you, I mean, you did what you could do. When they get a certain age, you just hope and pray that they, return back to the Most High and return back to what you taught them.
And also, too, we just established, remember in the beginning what the law says, children, obey your parents,
right,
that your days be prolonged. You have to understand the commandment of the Heavenly Father.
Right.
He said that your days may be prolonged.
Mm-hmm.
Because man is appointed to die once, then the judgment. But if you want more days in the life that he's giving you in the flesh, that fifth commandment, which is honor your father and mother, is very important.
Right.
Very important. So understand that. Understand that, children, so that the fear can come back on you.
Right.
So that you won't be talking to your parents any kind of way.
Because when you talk to your parents any kind of way, you're gonna be held accountable for that.
Yeah.
Now don't listen to the hype about you only live once and live your life to the fullest. That's the world talking. Everybody is gonna be appointed to die. The only way you're not gonna fall is like die into the grave if you're alive when the Most High sent His Son.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, you going to the grave, and you don't want to die in your sins. That's the whole message. Don't die in your sins. So don't be disobedient to your parents, man. And it says, let me go back to verse 2. 2 Timothy 3:2. For men should be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And we seeing that a whole lot. There's a lot of unthankful, unholy of our people going around. The ones who say they are Israelites and the ones who say they're not. Same thing. There's no difference. Same thing. And it's just terrible, man. We got to get back to listen to our parents in the Lord and come back to our Heavenly Father, man. And trusting in His Son who He sent to lay His life down for us. We got to get back to that. Now we're going to go to Exodus 21.
So we're establishing righteousness.
Right.
Now we're getting ready to go into a law and see what happened in the law when children were getting out of order.
Right. Exodus 21, 15 through 17. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death.
Wait a minute. Are any children out there think they can take their parents?
And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death.
Oh, that old man, he weak. I grew 6 feet.
He that smiteth his father or mother or his mother shall be put to death. Surely. And see, this is the laws we had when we was actually in our land.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't have wickedness and we didn't stand for disobedience to parents or rebellious against the Most High. So that's why we reading this right now. To show how we used to be when we actually was a nation established in righteousness.
And it's something that's called scared straight. Because once
Right.
you heard that law, like, what? The penalty
Right.
for trying to beat up my mom or beat up my dad is death? That made you think twice, didn't it? If
Right.
that law was read to you that, hey, I'm telling you, you don't want to think you're going to try to beat up your parents.
Nah, it's not happening. You put to death for that.
Once you heard that once you heard that was the penalty, I guarantee you would have sweaty palms,
Right.
a sweaty forehead. Your knees would have been shaking.
They wouldn't
You
even
would
have
have
that in
been
their mind.
trembling.
Right.
And if the thought came, you would have told the devil, you better get up out of here.
Right.
You wouldn't have gave the devil place to even set up shop with an idle mind. Because you knew that law was coming for you the day you thought you were going to rise up to beat down your parents.
Right.
Oh, you would have got to beat down.
Right.
So
That
that's
wouldn't
the
even
whole
happen.
purpose on why the law went out.
Yeah.
To scare you children straight to think you can wrestle down and beat down your parents.
Which it ain't going down like
It
that.
ain't going down like that.
16 says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he should surely be put to death. So That's another thing wicked. If you do that, when we was in our land, you're going to put to death.
Mm-hmm.
You can't steal another man.
Mm-mm.
It's not happening.
You can't do it. No kidnapping.
Nah. Verse
No
17. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
And he that curseth his father or his mother.
Wait. Who that does what?
And he that curseth his father or mother. It says, shall surely, not maybe, surely put to death. So we just reading this to let you know how serious it was for children to disobey their parents. It was a death penalty for that. But the Most High sent the Son to die, lay down his life for our people, so we can have repentance. So you rebellious children, if you disobeying your mother and your father, stop doing that before you die in your sins. That's the whole message. That's why we bring this out to show that you have to obey your parents. Forget what everybody else is saying. Forget your friends. Forget somebody's supposed to be your elder or your pastor or your
wherever you assemble or fellowship,
whatever they talking about. You have to understand what your parents is talking about.
And the commandment, not
Right.
to curse, not to smite.
You have to understand
your
that.
parents, not to rise up.
Right.
These are not your friends that you wrestle with.
Nah.
Your brothers and siblings, sisters that you get into it with, coming up. But when you were a child, right? You thought as a child, but now you put that away because
Put
you're
away.
becoming men and women. So how you were thinking back then is not how you're thinking now, hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully you're not at the same place that you were being teenagers and also being in your young 20s, mid-20s, 30s.
Everybody go to Deuteronomy 21:18 through 21. Verse 18 say, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father.
That will not do what?
Obey the voice of his father.
Won't obey the voice of his father.
Or the voice of his mother.
Or the voice of his mother.
And that when they have chastened him,
When you got that discipline and you were chastised,
will not hearken unto them.
he said, I don't have to listen to them. Who they think they are trying to tell me what to do? What would happen?
Verse 19, then shall his father and his mother
Then shall his father and his mother do what?
lay hold on him.
They're going to lay hold of him. Then what?
And bring him out unto the elders
They're going to bring him out to the elders.
of his city, and unto the gate of his place.
The city and the gate.
Verse 20, and they shall say unto the elders of his city,
What they going to say?
this our son is stubborn
He's stubborn.
and rebellious.
And he is rebellious. He's hard-headed. He's a knucklehead.
He will not obey our voice.
He don't want to listen to nothing we say.
So remember, it says the mother and father
You hear that?
won't obey neither one of their voice.
See that? That's about taking correction, because a lot of you guys don't bring this scripture out
Right.
about such and such not taking correction.
The correction is from your mother and your father.
It comes from your parents.
He is a glutton,
He's a what?
glutton,
He's a glutton
and a drunkard.
and a drunkard. See, a person who's gluttonous and drunkard, they overindulge. Just too much. Just everything
Right.
given to it. Just excess. Just full of excess.
Verse 21, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones,
Uh-oh.
that he die. So shalt thou put away evil from among you. And all Israel shall hear and fear. So that all this was about putting away evil. So if anybody was rebellious and going against their mother and father, that was an example to show, don't you do that because it's evil. And we don't want to start other children to think they can rebel against their mother and father and think it's cool.
I know.
So that was an example shown. That's when we had our own land and we was living righteous.
And it wasn't like they were filling up all these prison houses.
Right.
Because they understood it, that once they heard that law, there's consequences for being rebellious, stubborn.
Right.
We can't do that.
Nope.
Because we're not about to be out there trying to hunt you down because you snuck out. Because you're out there doing what you want to do. Because you're out there getting into trouble.
Right.
Because you're out there doing all types of evil transgressions. Hey, you want to go rob? Hey, you want to go steal? Hey, you see that old woman? Let's go get her. If that happened and the parents got and told you, see, they didn't go call. They didn't say someone call 911. Oh, the parents went to the elders that were set up in the gate.
Right.
And they turned you over to the elders of your city and your gate, depending upon your tribe. And this is how they judged you.
And that's how we handled it. We handled it amongst each other. So.
And we had wise people with this righteous law, and that's why you didn't have a lot of that going on.
No.
Because we kept the commandment of our Heavenly Father, and that's why you didn't see a lot of children being disobedient. But now they flipped the roles now and said the parents, you're the children you're the parents. You call 1-800. I don't want to listen to my mama, and then if they discipline you, you call this number, and we'll put them in jail. And that happened in the 80s. And some people I was getting elders understand on that. They said in the 70s that was happening, where they turned the parents from having to fear your parents and started making the children have the oversight and take over the house. And now children are rising up and being your oppressors.
Yeah.
But this law took care of that. And you better believe there was fear and trembling out there in Jerusalem and Samaria when that law went out.
Was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Now we go to Susanna 1-3.
Oh, Susanna.
It says, there dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim. Verse 2, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of, Chelsea, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Lord. Verse 3, her parents also were righteous.
Her who?
Her parents.
Her parents were
also righteous.
Righteous parents. Parents in the Lord.
And taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
That's right. Taught their daughter. Didn't let the society raise her. Or say, hey, you know what? Go find a friend, learn their ways. No. Taught their daughter.
Yeah. So it said
righteous
her
parents.
righteous parents taught their daughter.
That's right.
In law of Moses. Not gave her over to some man, some school organization. No.
And then just some random woman, hey, counsel this lady. No. Her parents taught her.
Right.
Parents in the Lord. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's the
we're
whole
getting
point.
back to that righteous order. We're going to that was the order for the parents to teach the children.
Right.
To correct the children too.
Yeah. You got to.
Instruct them in the way. And then use that rod of correction. Admonish them. Chastise them.
Right. And we go to Sirach 3:7-8. Verse 7 said, he that feareth the Lord will honor his father, and will do service unto his parents as to his masters.
And do service to who?
His parents.
His parents. As unto his masters. Just like you have servants to masters. Children to parents.
Right. Verse 8, honor thy father and mother.
Yes.
Both in word and deed.
Both. Word and deed.
That a blessing may come upon thee from them.
That's right. And we already know Jacob blessed the 12 tribes, didn't he? And Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau, didn't he?
Yep. So anybody that's sitting there talking about you don't have to listen to your mother or your father, they wicked and they liars, because the Most High love parents in the Lord that's teaching their children. So don't let nobody fool you and try to say, I'm going to skip the parents, let me just talk to you and forget them. No. You got to talk to the parents, man. That's why there's a lot of wickedness and a lot of wild stuff going on, because you got people out here that's not serving the Most High, and the parents is not serving the Most High. They're not teaching their children. So their children's growing up not knowing the Most High, and they following any and everything. And that's why there's a lot of chaos and madness going on with our people. Because the parents that's in the Lord, you need to follow them and listen to them. And don't be no rebellious child. Because if you was back when, we had our land, you'd be put to death for that.
Yeah.
Because the Most High don't like evil and wickedness.
And you better not think you can smite your parents with your tongue or with your fist. We brought
that wasn't
out.
what happened.
We had to bring that out because you got that going on out there, and that's not right.
Yeah. Now we're gonna end it with these last two scriptures, and that's it. We go to Mark 10:17-19. Verse 17 say, and when he was gone forth into the way, there came one running, and kneeled to him, and asked him, Good master, what shall I do that I may inherit eternal life? Verse 18, and Yahushua, which is written Jesus, said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High, God. 19, verse 19, thou knowest the commandments. Do not commit adultery. Do not kill. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Defraud not. Honor thy father and mother.
Uh-oh. What did he say?
Honor thy father and mother.
Did you hear what Mashiach? See what Christ said? Honor. So he didn't come to change that.
Nope, that never went away.
So why are you changing it?
Right.
Or are you? You can't change what the Father put in righteousness. That is the righteousness of the law.
Yeah, it is.
And the Lord is our righteousness right here, and he's telling us.
Right.
Because he's the walking law. And he told us.
Yep.
This is how you inherit it.
And we're going to end it with,
Life.
yeah. If you want to get that eternal life, you better listen and obey what's written. And we're going to end it with Zechariah 13, 1 through 6.
Got to, because you guys may say, oh, that's the old law. We getting ready to hear a prophet and see what he's getting ready to testify.
It says, in the 8th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo the prophet, saying, verse 2, the Lord have been sore displeased with your fathers.
Yeah.
Verse 3, therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye unto me, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. Verse 4, be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying,
What they say?
thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye now from your evil ways.
Quit being wicked.
And from your evil doings.
Stop doing iniquity.
But they did not hear, no hearken unto me, saith the Lord. Verse 5, your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever?
Nobody can keep their own soul alive. The breath is not in your power.
Right. Verse 6, but my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants, the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers?
Did they? Were they obedient or were they disobedient? Did they choose life or did they choose death? Did they take hold of your fathers? That's what he's asking.
Right.
Zechariah's talking.
And they returned and said, like as the Lord of hosts thought to do unto us, according to our ways, and according to our doings, so have he dealt with us. So,
Where you at?
I was in verse 6.
What chapter you at?
Zechariah 1 through 6. That was the 6th verse.
Okay, 13, 1 through 6.
13?
That was a good one. That was a good one because that lined up.
Yeah, that was one.
I'm glad you read that because that's actually telling you how the Father felt when he's nourishing up children.
All right.
And matter of fact, so we can get that, go to Isaiah. Huh?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, just Isaiah 1.
All right.
That 1, 4 through 5, so you can see how our Father said about what he raised too, so we can understand that the Father he relates to that.
All right, Isaiah 1.
4.
Verse 4. All right, it says, a sinful nation,
Ah, sinful nation.
a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters.
Children that are corrupters.
They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Verse 5. Verse 5. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint.
See that? Why should you be stricken more? Why? The whole heart is faint, and the whole head is sick. Sick. There's a lot of sick stuff going on out there.
It is. And if you don't read the scriptures, you're not going to look at it and see that. You're going to think that what you're hearing is good, what you're hearing is true. But if you really study the scriptures, it's sick. It's sick, it's wicked, it's lies. And the whole message is, the parents in the Lord, listen to them. You actually have parents that study and read the scriptures. Don't rebel against them. Listen to them, because they in the Lord. Because you see people that seem like they got some congregation that's abroad, and that's, there's a lot of them. Don't disobey your parents, man. They know what they're talking about. They truly care about you and love you.
And these men that's telling you that their wives are counseling other women, and these men come tell me all your business, and that way they can just flip stuff on you. I want you to hear this. This is Zechariah 13. There's a message for you.
Right. We're going to end it with this right here. Zechariah 13, 1 through 6. In that day, there should be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness.
For sin and uncleanness.
Verse 2, and it should come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land.
Yes.
And they shall no more be remembered.
Nope.
And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land.
Got to get up out of here. The prophets and the unclean spirits, you're destroying his earth. So you're gonna cause him to pass out of the land.
Verse 3, and it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy,
and while you yet prophesying with your lying tongue,
then his father and his mother.
His who?
Father and his mother.
His father and his mother, who the father set up to have the oversight of the children,
that begot him, shall say unto him,
what they gonna say?
Thou shalt not live.
You're not going to live.
For thou speakest lies in the name of the Lord.
See that? It's consequences for taking the name of the Lord in vain and speaking lies in his name. Oh, I'm telling you, these parents of Zechariah 13 is coming for you. Just like we saw that law in Deuteronomy 21, 18 through 21. Go back and look at that. To the law and to the testimony. Listen to the prophet Zechariah. What did he say again?
It says, for thou speakest lies in the name of the Lord.
That's what the parents is going to tell you children.
And his father and his mother that begot him shall thrust him through when he prophesied.
You hear that 55-year-old man? Who got friends out there telling you, oh, that ain't going to happen to you. And now you want to flip and saying you getting bullied.
Madness talk.
Now, what did he say again?
And his father and his mother that begot him shall thrust him through.
They're going to thrust him
when
through
he prophesieth.
when he prophesies.
Verse 4, and it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed.
You're going to be ashamed.
Every one of his vision, when he have prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive.
Oh no, you're going to take off that religious cloak you got.
Your garment,
you're dissimulating.
that deceive is going to be no more. Verse 5, but he shall say, I am no prophet.
That's what you're going to say. You're going to step down. You're no prophet.
I am an husbandman.
That's right, you're a husband. You know why this is happening? Because the parents are involved now.
Mm-hmm. For man taught me to keep cattle from my youth.
Man taught you. You better humble down.
Verse 6, and one shall say unto him, what are these wounds in thine hands?
What's these wounds? What's up? What have you been doing? They're going to really check you now. You don't have to worry about nobody rolling up on you and making videos. Nah.
Right.
Oh no, the parents are coming.
Mm-hmm.
What are these wounds? And what are he going to say?
Then he shall answer those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends.
Where were you wounded?
In the house of my friends.
In the house of your friends. Because when you're around your friends, they're not going to correct you.
Right.
When you're around your homies, your camp buddies, they're not going to correct you.
Mm-mm.
They're not. So that's why Zechariah 13 is lining up with the law of Moses. Remember the law, you commandment keepers?
Right.
The parents are going to get involved. We will call for the parents. Because you guys say, oh, she's crazy. She's just saying that. You just saw what prophet Zechariah, through the spirit of prophecy, was sent to tell you that were wounded in the house of your friends.
Right. So, brothers and sisters, understand you got parents, listen to them. Listen to your parents in the Lord. Don't let nobody, because they look like they somebody that's supposed to have some type of authority or power on this earth, fool you and disobey your parents. That's the whole message. We got parents in the Lord. Obey and listen to them, because they love you. They care about you. You got a lot of brothers and sisters out here. They'll fake shalom. They'll fake say peace, or they'll fake, act like they love you. They don't really love you. They out here as wolves in sheep clothing.
And with a rough garment, like
and with a rough garment. So be careful, be aware. Don't disobey your parents. If they teaching you stuff that is good and right, listen to it.
And see, a ravenous wolf wants to come in to devour you like the prey.
Right.
See, they're like a predator trying to prey upon you.
Right. So don't follow that.
No. But he going to take away that spirit, that foul spirit, that evil spirit, and that rough garment to deceive. And he going to make sure the parents come back. Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, Rebecca.
Right.
And they going to come.
So
all the parents of the Lord are all going to be in accordance to the Most High's law.
that's right.
And all you guys that prophesied falsely in his name, thrust through.
Yep. So, brothers and sisters, man, hearken to the word and don't be disobedient to your parents, like we was just reading, because the Most High commanded us to honor your mother and your father. So don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
That's right.
And with that,
love you much.
number love to y'all, man, and stay in the word.
Yes.
All right.